My name's Grace, and I'm 70 years young now, living right here in the heart of suburban Chicago. Looking back, it's funny how life can throw you curveballs when you least expect them. I've always been the rock of my family, the mum who baked apple pies for every school event, the wife who kept the house running like clockwork, and the caregiver who dropped everything when someone needed a shoulder to cry on. But let me tell you, it wasn't always sunshine and roses. There were days I felt like I was just going through the motions, sacrificing my own dreams to make sure everyone else was okay. My husband, John, God rest his soul, he passed a few years back, was a good man, don't get me wrong. He worked hard at his job in the auto plant downtown, providing for us all those years. But he had this way of taking things for granted, you know? Like, I'd spend all day cooking his favourite pot roast, and he'd just nod and say, "Thanks, hun," without really looking up from the TV. Our kids, Michael and Emily, they're grown now. Michael's a lawyer in New York. Emily's a teacher right here in Illinois with her own family. They still call me for advice or a quick loan when times get tight, but back then, it felt like I was the only one holding it all together. I remember that Mother's Day like it was yesterday. It was a couple of years ago, and the family decided to go all out. Emily invited me over to her place in the suburbs, nice little ranch house with a backyard full of those blooming lilacs. I was thrilled. It's not every day you get the whole clan together. "Mum, we're so glad you're here," Emily said, wrapping me in one of her big hugs. "We've got a special surprise for you tonight." The house was decked out with balloons and streamers, and there was this beautiful chocolate cake from the local bakery. But when I opened the card they'd all signed, my heart just sank. Right there, in bold letters, someone had written, "You're a burden." I think it was meant as a joke. My son-in-law, Tom, he's got that sarcastic humour, but it hit me like a ton of bricks. I felt my stomach twist, like I'd been punched. "What's wrong, Mum?" Michael asked, noticing my face go pale. I forced a smile, the kind you paste on when you're trying not to cry. The rest of the dinner was awkward as heck. We sat around the table, passing the mashed potatoes and green beans, making small talk about the Cubs' latest game and Emily's kids' school plays. But inside, I was reeling. As soon as I could, I hugged everyone goodbye and drove home to my quiet little condo on the edge of town. That night, lying in bed staring at the ceiling fan, the hurt just washed over me. I'd given up so much, my chance to go back to school, travel out west like I'd always dreamed, for them. And for what? To feel like a burden. The next morning, though, something shifted. I woke up with this fire in my belly. I couldn't change my family, but I could change me. I started thinking about what I wanted for once. What made Grace happy? I'd always loved doodling as a kid, back on the farm in rural Wisconsin where I grew up. So I signed up for an art class at the community center downtown. Watercolors, oils, the works. Turns out I had a real knack for it. Painting became my escape. I'd lose hours in my little home studio, mixing colors and capturing the Chicago skyline at sunset or the fall leaves in Millennium Park. At first, I felt guilty, like I was being selfish. I'm 70 for Pete's sake. Who starts a new hobby at my age? I worried my kids would think I was ditching them or that I was too old to chase dreams. But then Emily dropped by one afternoon. She saw the canvases stacked against the wall and her eyes lit up. "Mom, these are incredible. Why didn't you ever tell us you could paint like this?" I shrugged, wiping paint from my hands. I guess I just put it on the back burner for so long, it didn't seem important. She hugged me tight. It is important, Mom. We want you happy. Whatever this is, we're behind you 100%. Hearing that melted away my doubts. With their encouragement, I kept at it. I entered a local art fair in Lincoln Park, sold a few pieces, and before I knew it, galleries were calling. I got featured in a group show at the Art Institute's community wing, then a solo exhibition at this cozy spot in Wicker Park. Collectors started noticing, folks from all over the Midwest, even some from the East Coast. It was exhilarating, like I'd woken up from a long nap. As my art took off, I realized I'd been living everyone else's life for decades. The perfect mum shuttling kids to soccer practice, the devoted wife hosting barbecues for John's work buddies. But now, I was Grace the artist with my own voice. My family saw it too. Michael called one day, asking to meet for lunch at this little diner near his old neighborhood. I was nervous, thought maybe I'd messed up somehow, but he showed up with flowers and a grin. Mom, I'm so proud of you. I had no idea you had this talent hidden away. Tears welled up as I thanked him. I've just been following my heart, son. He reached across the table. You deserve it. We've taken you for granted too many times. I'm sorry for that. That apology meant the world. It strengthened our bond, made us all closer. Emily and the grandkids started coming to my shows, cheering like I was a rock star. Tom, my son-in-law, even pitched in, helping frame pieces in his garage workshop. But there was one loose end I had to tie up, that hurtful card. I knew Tom was behind it. His jokes could be sharp. So I invited him over for coffee one afternoon. He showed up looking a bit uneasy, fiddling with his keys. Hey, Grace, what's up? I cut right to it, calm but firm. Tom, that Mother's Day card, the burden bit. It wasn't funny. It made me feel worthless, like all I've done for this family doesn't matter. He went red, staring at his shoes. I'm sorry. It was dumb. I didn't think it'd hurt like that. Well, it did, I said. I'm part of this family and I deserve respect. No more of that, okay? He nodded. You're right. Won't happen again. Standing up for myself like that, it was empowering. From then on, things shifted. The family treated me with more kindness. Little things like calling just to check in or sending flowers just because. My friendships deepened too. I joined an artist group at the senior centre, met folks who got me, who celebrated my independence. Then came the big surprise. Last year, I got an email from a women's empowerment group based in DC. They'd seen my story in a local paper about late blooming artists. They invited me to speak at their annual conference in Atlanta. Me? A speaker? I hemmed and hawed, but that spark inside said yes. So I flew down, nerves jangling like a set of keys. Standing on that stage, microphone in hand, looking out at hundreds of women from all walks of life, teachers, executives, mums like me, I poured it out. I told them about the years of putting myself last, that painful Mother's Day wake-up call, discovering art in my golden years and learning to set boundaries. Ladies, I said, it's never too late to chase what lights you up. You've got to prioritize you, your dreams, your joy. Don't wait for permission, take the reins. The room erupted in applause. Women stood clapping, some wiping tears. Afterward, they lined up to chat. One gal in her 50s hugged me tight. Grace, you've inspired me. I've been stuck in a rut, living for my kids and job. But hearing you, I'm going to start that writing class I've always wanted. It hit me then. my story wasn't just mine anymore. It could light a fire in others. The organisers pulled me aside. "We want you on our speakers bureau. Your message is gold. Join us." I said yes without a second thought. Now I travel a bit. Conferences in Seattle, workshops in Boston, sharing how I reinvented myself at 70. I've even started teaching art classes online, helping other seniors tap into their creativity. John's gone, but I feel his spirit cheering me on. The kids? They're my biggest fans, bragging about Mom the artist and speaker to anyone who'll listen. Looking back, that hurtful card was a blessing in disguise. It woke me up, pushed me to reclaim my life. Now, sitting in my studio overlooking Lake Michigan, surrounded by paints and canvases, with grandkids' drawings pinned up beside my latest piece, I know I'm right where I belong. Life's too short to live in the shadows. Step into the light, folks. It's never too late to start over, to be you. And trust me, when you do, the world opens up in ways you never imagined. But the journey didn't stop there. Oh no, life's got a way of keeping you on your toes. After that Atlanta conference, my world expanded in ways I never saw coming. I started getting invites to speak at smaller events, community centers in Ohio, senior groups in Michigan, even a library talk in St. Louis. Each time I'd share my story, and every time someone would come up afterward, eyes shining, saying, "Grace, you've given me the courage to try something new." It was humbling, let me tell you, to know my little life could spark something in others. One day, I got a call from a TV producer out in LA. They'd caught wind of my story through a viral post on X about the 70-year-old artist inspiring a generation. They wanted me on a morning show to talk about late life reinvention, me on national TV. I laughed so hard I nearly spilled my coffee, but Emily and Michael wouldn't let me say no. "Mom, this is your moment," Emily said, practically pushing me onto the plane. So there I was, in a bright studio with lights hotter than a Chicago summer, sitting across from this perky host named Jenna. "Grace," she said, "tell us how you went from being a mum and wife to a celebrated artist and speaker." I took a deep breath and just let it all out. Same story I told in Atlanta, but this time with millions watching. The response was unreal. My inbox overflowed with emails from folks across the country, women, men, young, old, all saying they felt stuck and my story gave them hope. That TV spot led to something even bigger. A publisher reached out asking if I'd consider writing a memoir, a book about my life. I thought they were pulling my leg, but they were serious. And after some nudging from my grandkids, who thought Grandma's book sounded cool, I signed the deal. Writing was harder than painting, let me tell you. I'd sit at my desk, staring at the laptop, trying to find the right words to describe the ache of that Mother's Day card or the thrill of selling my first painting. But slowly, it came together. From burden to brushstrokes, a journey of rediscovery hit shelves last spring, and I'll be darned if it didn't climb the bestseller list for a few weeks. The book tour was a whirlwind. Bookstores in Denver, signings in Miami, even a stop in San Francisco, where I got to see the Golden Gate Bridge for the first time. At every event, I'd meet people who'd read my story and wanted to share theirs. There was this one woman in Texas, maybe 60, who said she'd started pottery classes after reading my book. "Grace," she said, "I thought my life was set in stone, but you showed me I could still mold it into something new." But not everything was smooth sailing. Last fall, I hit a rough patch. The travel, the speaking, the art deadlines. It started to wear on me. I was tired, and for the first time in years, I felt that old doubt creeping in. Was I doing too much? Was I neglecting my family again? My health wasn't what it used to be either. My knees ached from years of standing in the kitchen, and my doctor kept nagging me about stress. I started to wonder if I'd bitten off more than I could chew. One evening, I was back home sipping tea in my studio when Emily called. "Mom, you okay? You've been quiet lately." I admitted I was feeling overwhelmed, like maybe I was letting everyone down by spreading myself too thin. She was quiet for a moment, then said, "Mom, you've spent your whole life carrying us. Let us carry you for a change. Come stay with us for a bit. Slow down." So I did. I spent a month at Emily's, playing with my grandkids, helping them with their homework, even teaching them to paint. One afternoon, my granddaughter Lily, who's 10 going on 30, looked at my latest canvas and said, "Grandma, this is so cool. Can you teach me to paint the lake like you do?" That moment, sitting there with paint on our fingers, laughing as we tried to capture the way the sun hits Lake Michigan, reminded me why I started this journey. It wasn't just about me, it was about showing others, especially the next generation, that you can keep growing no matter your age. That break gave me clarity. I scaled back my speaking gigs, picked only the ones that really lit me up, and focused more on my online art classes. I also started a local mentorship program at the community centre, pairing senior artists with younger folks who wanted to learn. It's been a joy watching people of all ages discover their creative side. One of my students, a retired firefighter named Joe, painted this stunning portrait of his old firehouse. When he showed it at our group exhibition, he had tears in his eyes. "Grace," he said, "I never thought I'd find something like this after 40 years on the job." As I sit here now, in my cozy studio with the lake sparkling outside, I'm filled with gratitude. My family's closer than ever. Michael flies in from New York every few months, and we have these long talks over coffee about life and dreams. Emily and Tom throw barbecues where I'm not just the cook, but the guest of honor, my paintings hung proudly in their living room. My grandkids call me Grandma the Artist, and they've got their own little sketchbooks now, filled with drawings they show off at school. That Mother's Day card? It still stings when I think about it, but it's also a reminder of how far I've come. It pushed me to find my voice, to paint my truth, to stand tall. I'm not just Grace the mum or Grace the wife anymore. I'm Grace the artist, the speaker, the woman who decided 70 wasn't the end, but a new beginning. And if I can do it, trust me, so can you. Life's like a canvas. It's never too late to pick up the brush and paint something new.